Hi, it's Allannah. Welcome back to YogaYin and thank you so much for joining us. Today I'm going to take you through a sequence for those of us who are post-menopausal. This is for a student of mine who is in her 60s. She is an avid cyclist and athlete. She actually rides 150 kilometers a week. Very inspirational. But of course she gets very sore shoulders from being rounded all the time. Her neck's out of alignment and we're going to work with the legs as well to release the legs and quads. She's also a very cerebral person in that she's got quite a busy mind and she wanted a practice that was around the 15-minute mark but that she could practice before she went to bed. So what we're going to do is include some weight-bearing exercise just because of the age as well, and we're going to do a moon salutation rather than a sun salutation to get the body rested and ready for bed and to relax her. So I hope you enjoy it. Please let me know. I love your feedback, so keep it coming. Namaste. Okay, so for this practice we're not going to need very much, just a mat, maybe a pillow, and I'm going to bring a blanket because it's cold where I am. And I want you to just sit on your knees. I'm not going to keep you here for very long, so if the quads are tight, don't worry too much. We're going to focus with this practice on reducing heat in the body as well. We're just going to start with the neck, so what I want you to do is back nice and straight. And then just drop your chin to your chest. And inhale, take it back up, and then drop the head back. Even more if you can. And then bring it back to center. Then we're going to drop our right ear to our right shoulder. Be careful not to raise that shoulder up to the ear. And then inhale back. And then exhale, left ear to the left shoulder. And then back. And then right ear to the right shoulder again. And then we're going to gently just go from shoulder to shoulder in a semicircle, not in a full circle. Take it nice and slow. Until you can feel some movement and flow in the neck. You can probably feel this going down to the shoulders now. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back, bring the head back to center. We're going to raise that right arm, bend the elbow, take hold of the elbow with the left hand and just stretch that arm. Don't let the neck come too far forward. Beautiful, and then release it. Roll your shoulders back and down. And then raise the left arm. Take hold of the elbow, stretch the left arm. And then release it, and again roll the shoulders back and down. Hopefully you can't feel too much crunching when you do that. Interlace your fingers now behind your back. Inhale, open up, and exhale, fold forward as far as feels comfortable for you and raise the arms now. One more deep breath. And then slide your hands forward, coming into Balasana, pose of a child. Breathe into the back of the body. And then look between the hands and come into a cat pose. Now take your knees out just underneath the hips and the hands underneath the shoulders. Good. Inner elbows turn toward one another, and then inhale, just open up the throat gently without dipping too much through the lower spine. Exhale, curl the spine, just working into the spine now. Gently warming up the body. Inhaling and exhaling, dropping the head. Working with the cervical spine, just increasing its flexibility. One more. Good. Come back to a neutral pose now. We're going to step the hands forward and come into downward dog. So, tuck your toes under. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Release your heels. And then just walk gently through the feet. Stretching out the calves. Again, remember to drop your head. Inhale and exhale here. Sink the heels down. And then I want you to walk your right hand over to your left and step your right leg around your right hand. Drop your back knee and uncurl the toe. We're going to come into a lizard lunge. And to come into the full pose of this is quite a stretch. So if this is enough for you, I want you to stay here. Hug that knee into the body. Don't let it splay out to the side. Into the body. If it's available to you, I want you to come down onto your forearms. Take 5 deep breaths here. Tuck the chin in. And then come back up, curl your back toe, bring your hands to your knee, interlace them, and come into a lunge pose. Holding it here. Press your back heel away. Beautiful. So an excellent weight bearing pose. Drop your hands down, step back to downward dog, walk through your feet. Inhale and exhale, sink the heels down here. Bring your body forward into plank. Now, if you find plank too much, I want you to lower your knee and then gently lower down to the ground. Otherwise, hold it here. And then lower all the way down to the mat. Hands beside the chest, gentle cobra pose, looking forward. And then tuck the toes under. Come back to downward dog. Walk through the feet. Sink your heels down. And then we're going to work to the other side. So step the left hand over to the right. Step the left leg around the left hand. Drop the back knee. And just release that toe. Now, if you did on the other side, I want you to come down onto the forearms. We'll take 5 deep breaths here. Tuck your chin in. And then come back up onto the hands. Curl your back toe, coming into that lunge, nice and strong. Looking straight ahead. Sink your back heel down. Good, and release it. Step back to downward dog now. Sink the heels down to the mat. And then bring the body forward into plank. Lower the knees if you need to here. Otherwise, holding it here. Weight bearing. Lowering down to the mat. Uncurling the toes. Coming into a gentle Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Belly on the mat. Tuck the toes under. Back to downward dog. Hold downward dog for a couple of deep breaths. And then inhale, drop the knees, uncurl the toes, walk the hands back, stretch through the throat. And exhale, come back to pose of a child. Take the arms long behind you now and just release. Beautiful. Come all the way up. Take your pillow, nice flat pillow. Pop it underneath your buttocks. Like so, just so that those ischial bones at the bottom of the buttock are sitting up on the pillow. We're going to come into Paschimottanasana. Full forward bend, which is going to quieten down the breath, work into our parasympathetic and quieten down the mind, while also working with the kidney meridian for the bladder, being a good stretch for the legs. So when you're ready, inhale, raise your arms, and exhale, fold forward. Now, if you have any lower back issues, I want you to bend up your knees here and just melt into the pose. Otherwise, take hold wherever is comfortable for you. Look towards your feet, come up and out of your hips once more, and then sink. With each exhalation, gently let it go a little more. And then inhale, reach out. Take the arms back. Come onto your back now. Move your pillow. Beautiful. Hands over the knees, and I want you to just gently rock from side to side. Come back to center. And I want you to bend your right knee, and we're going to place the ankle just underneath that left knee. And if you can, reach forward from your spine, not your neck. Come back down, interlace the fingers. It's a very good stretch for the hips. 5 deep breaths here. Beautiful, and then release your hands, release the leg. Coming over to the other side. Interlacing the hands around the knee. 5 deep breaths. Beautiful, and release. We're going to come into a version of Jatari Parivriti now. Full body twist. So what I want you to do is keep your knees bent, hug to the chest. And then I want you to slide your right leg down, keeping it bent. And then we're going to gently take the left leg over that right leg. Take the arms out at shoulder height, palms facing down. And then I want you to use your right hand to just gently pull that right knee and look towards the left hand. Focus on getting the left buttock back to the mat. Beautiful, and then roll your head back to center. Release the hand, release the knees. Come back to center, and we'll come to the other side. Sliding that left leg underneath you, taking the right foot over now. Use your left hand. Try to get that right buttock back towards the mat. Look towards the right hand. And just feel that release. Inhale, release the legs, release the hands, hug the knees into the belly. And then I want you to gently release one leg and then the other. Take your pillow, place it under your head. And if you need to, place a blanket over you. And just have the arms coming out a little way from the side. And let the legs roll out to the side. Extend your out breath so that it's longer than your in breath. And allow the whole body to relax. Whole body letting go. If you have more time, you can stay here for up to 10 minutes if you like. For the purposes of our video, I want you to gently roll onto your right hand side. Couple of deep breaths. And then come all the way up. A comfortable seated position. And when you're ready, bring the hands to Anjali Mudra at the heart. Namaste.